Good morning. So today, rather than going where I was going to go, which is up a load of gritstone edges, we're off out locally from the back door. Probably going to go to Mam Tor, so there won't be many people up there today. You can see, probably had about 2 or 3 inches of snow, a bit deeper in parts, but that's today's walk. Best time to do that when there's nobody up there. So I think it's about 4 miles or something like that, circular. Got a bit of a sore throat, so I'm not going to go anywhere mental today. Might be a bit slippy, so I've got me micro spikes and that with me. So off we go. I'll be informed. In one of my videos I think I said they were holiday cottages. They aren't. So apologies. I was corrected, and rightly so, on my walk just down here. So this is Hollowford Road. Which takes us up to Hollins Cross. So a little bit slippy underfoot. I've got my micro spikes because Hollins Cross can be a bit slippy, as well as Mam Tor can get a bit icy up there. I'm hoping there's hardly anybody up there is the plan, so we'll just take it steady and we should be fine, he says. An hour later I'll be ringing Mountain Rescue. But anyway, yeah, we're going to crack on up here now. So, Hollowford Centre, like an outdoor centre. Funnily enough, yesterday I was out on a reunion and one of the chaps was an apprentice with me at Rolls Royce at the time, 39 years ago, that's how long ago that was. And we both did a 2-week outward bounds at the Hollowford Centre. That was a mad 2 weeks. We did all sorts. We remember we went down the Devil's Arse and into the caverns beyond, and there was some horrendous potholing experiences. I'm not a big fan of spacers, and essentially there's one called a letterbox where you have to go in, breathe out, someone pushes you and the other guy pulls you through, and there was another one where you had to sort of go down through a hole, but you had to twist one way. If you twisted the wrong way you get jammed and you came out on a ledge. Great experience, but hands off to cavers, mate. I don't think I could do that for fun. And yeah, and then we had to do an event where we had to cross over Kinder. I remember going across past Edale Cross, and then we camped out for the night, but you had 2 groups in the party. So one group were responsible for logistics, so having the tents, the food, equipment to make sure the mission was successful, and the others, part of my group, we had to just make our way and navigate over there. Well, the logistics guys failed the first test. There weren't enough poles in the tent bags, they hadn't checked them, so there was 5 of us crammed into 3-man tents, eating cold rice pudding and cold stewing steak in April in horizontal rain. And we had to kip out that night. A lot of them wanted to go home, but they said no, you make your bed, you lie in it. So yeah, great experience that. But yeah, still going. So that must have been going a good 40-50 years, if not more, I bet. But anyway, yeah, we're off the roads now, so you can see it's getting a little bit more snow on the ground here. Lovely and peaceful. We're not going to get much scenic views. I was half hoping that we might be above the cloud on Mam Tor. I'm not 100% certain we are. I think we're going to be in the thick of it. But anyway, let's see how it goes on for the day. Little robin there. I've not bought my camera, but I have got my new phone, which is quite good, so let's try that. They never like being taking photos, birds. They just know you're about to take a picture and decide to flit off, don't they? But that little robin was following me through, really standing out with his red breast against this white snow. Your typical Christmas card shot, that. So, anyway, head up here before we start the climb. So I'll get on with that. Just seem to have bug after bug at the moment. Ever since the bloody pandemic it is. So whether it's because I've had COVID 3 times, or whether it's just our immune systems have gone downhill, or I'm just getting old, I don't fucking know. Anyway, less moaning, more walking. It's a road up to Hollins Cross at the bottom here. I think this is called Liggate, there's a sign here. I'll have a look at that and see what it's all about. It's about 1 degree today, so the snow is melting ever so slightly. Obviously, once we climb up onto the Great Ridge, it'll be a bit cooler. It was -7 yesterday. So I think we're forecast some more snow later on today. And then Monday, Tuesday, hit and miss. Could be a bit of sleet or rain, or could be snow. Depends where this weather front comes in. And then later in the week, I guess it's just gonna fall. But anyway, we're gonna crack on up here. Well, we can't see much of the view today. However, this is an interesting bit. This is a bit I've spoke about before on videos. So Edale didn't used to have a cemetery. So Hollins Cross is about the lowest point on the Great Ridge. So they used to bring the coffins over, you can see here, by horse and cart. Also, Richard Arkwright built a mill over in Edale in 1792, and the workers would come from Castleton up and over to Edale, and in bad weather they would sleep on the mill floor. And there's a medieval ridge and furrow in front of us here, where you know, they used to use agriculture, and they're known as windy weapons and breedy butts. Which is interesting. Butts actually refers to the medieval way of ploughing in strips, apparently. But yeah, really interesting. So we're here, we're going to go up here, along here and back down. Not sure which way I'm going to come back down yet, whether I'm going to go past Tree Cliff or back down when it's past. There's a few people out, but not as many as normal. So we're going to head up here now. I bought some new marker spikes, cheap ones, and that's where I failed. They don't fit the Scarpers, so I'm going to have to get a different pair, I think. But it's thawing out today, so I don't anticipate much ice. So we're going to head up there anyway. Here we are, bottom of Hollins Cross. But yeah, our breath just coming up that hill there. Maybe it's steeper than I thought. This is steep, so I'm just going to take my time up here. It really is a shame about this fog, but hey ho, it is what it is. So we're up here now, nice and steady, because like I said, the micro spikes don't fit my bloody Scarpers. So I checked really, but yeah, and there's a few slippy bits up there I know for definite, so we'll just take it nice and steady. If I'm not happy, I'll just come back. So I'll see you when I go up to Hollins Cross now. About halfway up. Jeez, that's tougher than it used to be. I need to train more regularly, I think. Up here, round to the left, up, then we're on the top, and we turn left and head up to Mam Tor. Done a few shots with the Hover F1, X1 even. that seemed to do alright. I've got 2 charged batteries with me. See a lot of people filming that now. It is so easy. I mean, it weighs 125 grams, you know, sat in my pocket there. So it's not being too phased by the snow. Apparently it doesn't like uniform surfaces. Get your words right, mate. Having a fucking stroke. Which is usual for that sort of visual recognition thing. We do quite a bit of that work. It likes to see, you know, contrast and stuff like that, so it knows where the ground is and that, but it's not too bad on this. I think if it's pure white over it might struggle like it does on water. We're not meant to fly it over water. So I'll catch up with you when I get to the top. I might be a little bit out of breath. Here we are, Hollins Cross. Over there, believe it or not, is Edale. That way, Mam Tor. That way, Lewes Hill. Take my word for it. We're going to head up here. One of the iconic gates. Not much to see today. Don't know what that bloke's on about, a drone ban on natural trust land. I'll have a look, but actually the Hover X1 isn't a drone. It's a flying camera. So there. Anyway, up here we go. Here we are. Looming for the mist is the trig point. Visibility is probably about 40-50 yards, I think. So hopefully there's nobody up there. And despite that killjoy earlier, I'll try an old orbit shot on the X1. That's what we need. Fine soup. Didn't film too much at the top there, it's just busy as hell. I got a quick snapshot with the Hover X1 where I managed to get just me in it, I think. So we're going to head back down, I think past Tree Cliff. I think I'll take a chance down there and head back to Castleton. But I'll get this down me, catch up with you in a bit. Lots of sledges out. It's good to see that, isn't it? You know, kids enjoying some good clean fun rather than sat on their Xbox. We're going for this bit, which is a bit marshy. I think. My mum hates me when I used to speak like that. She used to get me to say 30,000 freckles on a freckle-throated thrush. Never worked. But yeah, we're heading down here to the road, and then I think I might go back down the old road. Going past Tree Cliff could be a bit dicey. I haven't got my micro spikes, so I'm going to have to buy some new ones. What I'll do, I think, is go down the old road, because that's quite cool, and I don't think I've videoed that yet. So yeah, we'll do that. In the meantime, this is interesting. It's snow, but underneath it's quite boggy. So you can get caught out a little bit if you're not careful. I went through a bit earlier, a bit of a thin crust on the ice. But you can see where people have gone. It's starting to snow a little bit now. But I'm not far off back home now, so hopefully I don't have to get the waterproofs out and all that malarkey, because I don't know if I can be bothered, to be honest. But yeah, so we're going to head down here and then follow the old road. So this is the old Mam Tor Road. This used to go across the bottom of Mam Tor, but you can see here where it's all come away. I think it was 1979 that went. I've got some clips somewhere of when it used to be, you know, still in use, but it had a landslip. I mean, this is always moving. You can't see Mam. Why did I look up there? Mam Tor, it's not there, but it's called the Shimmering Mountain. You've basically got shale on top of limestone, I think. Again, I'll find out. And it's always just constantly sort of sliding and moving. So it has some big landslips in the years. But you can see the road here, look. You can see where the road used to come across here, and now it's just gone. But there was some knob there, drove down the old road, so it's a bit of a slope. It's quite slippy. I nearly went on my arse a couple of times down there, and in his fucking Audi, trying to go up a slope and pretty much grounded it. He managed to back it off, but I don't know if I'll get back up the hill. Does make you wonder about some people. There's a bit of snow in the air now. I'm hoping, what you can see here, a bit damp, but it's not coming through, so I don't think I'm going to bother putting my waterproofs on. I ain't got far to go, probably about 25 minutes or something. So we're going to crack on down here, and yeah, all of this was the old road. Not a lot left now. Good to see someone's made the effort. Superb. Bottom of it. You can see where that slip. You can cut through down here. I might do that actually, if it's not too slippy. There's a gate, or we can go up there and round the road, so the road comes round here. I'll make the call in a sec. So I think I remember right, the path's over there, so we'll just come up here. But yeah, you can see all the striations of tarmac, and it's interesting to see the layers, because you can see probably going almost like a slice through time in a way. But this is a really good bit here, as long as I don't go flat on my arse getting up to it. I tend to find a rock to put my foot against so I don't slip. But yeah, look at that. You can see all the different layers. I think they've at least done it a couple of times. So there's a tarmac and then the rubble, tarmac again and then the rubble. Under here may well have been a really old road, and there's a drain there. That's quite cool, that. This bit's still used. Access to Mam Farm, which is just over there and behind those woods. So I've done a walk through there in the summer through all the ferns and that. But yeah, but they've obviously put all these sleepers down here to shore up a bit at the edge so you don't go off, I guess. But yeah, the road's been gritted, so put the poles right, and now we can get a bit of pace on and get back, because I'm booked in for Sunday lunch in the George. So if you're ever in Castleton, best place to go for food, the George Inn. And they've done a lot on sustainability now, so a lot of the veg is homegrown. So they do it, and they're also doing their own honey next year, I think. There's their own liqueurs, gins, you name it, jams, chili sauce, some really hot chili sauce if you like that sort of thing. So if you're ever in there, pop in. It's good food, good service, good value for money, and you know, and if you really like quizzes and bingo, mate, get yourself down on a Friday night. Big money to be won there, mate, especially on the bingo. So yeah, get down, enjoy yourself, have a good time. If you're ever in Castleton, the George is the place to go. I'll put a link up in the video so you can follow it and see and make your own mind up. But yeah, so this is the old road now. This bit's still slipped a bit, you can see it as you go down. You can see it's all undulated, but it's still drivable. So yeah, we're just going to follow this all the way back into the village. I was going to go along Goose Hill, but that's quite dicey in the wet and snow, so I think for speed, because I'm getting a bit damp, I think it's just condensation from the fog, I'm just going to head straight down the road back home and warm up and dry out a bit. If you can see it, but look at the slope on that. Yeah, it's all slipped down here and pushed it along, sort of thing. You can see here, you've got limestone, Eam shale, Edale shale, Mam Tor beds, shale grit, shale grit, shale grit, shale rough rock. See the layers all sitting on this limestone, and you can see here that's where it's going in the slip. So they've carried out major roadworks in 1912, 33, 46, 52 and 66. Last time it was closed for 6 weeks. Then the old drought in 76, if you're old enough to remember that, followed by heavy rains in 77, and the 77 movement, that was when they shut it basically. Well, actually no, they patched it and limited it to a single lane after that, because there was a 2-foot slip, 2-foot steps and road cracks leaving an 8-foot unsupported face. So they shut it to a single lane until 1979, and they closed it, and now you go at Winnet's Pass. So it's quite interesting that. So the 1802 is when they built the turnpike, as they called it. So they decided to bypass the road up Winnet's Pass, give it an easier gradient, because that's quite steep. The landslide originated like 3,000 years ago, they reckon. Now, you don't know if you know, but if you look at Mam Tor, there's an Iron Age hill fort. So that must have been older than 3,000 years ago. Of course, it looks like the landslip took a chunk of that out. Over there's Odin's mine. I did a video there where I stood in some human crap. That's one of my more popular videos, bizarrely. Anyway, we're going to head down here now. Back home now. Gonna put my feet up, finish off that tomato soup, and then get down to George for a Sunday dinner. I'll put a couple of clips of that up in a minute. But yeah, nice little walk that, quite a regular of mine. First time I've done that in a while, so first proper hill. A bit tired going up Hollins Cross, but once I was up and over that, it was okay, a bit slippy and that. But anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Like, subscribe, comment, interact, and all that good stuff. And I'll catch up with you later. Look at that bad boy. That's what you call a Sunday dinner. Boom, demolished. Time for dessert. That's a bread and butter pudding hiding underneath that.